Hello. Good evening to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please continue. Niratta, sir, you are audible. Please continue.
Hello.
হ্যাঁ স্যার বলুন, করছি ওই এডমিট করতে গিয়ে হচ্ছে প্রবলেম হচ্ছে, করে দিচ্ছি। ঠিক আছে। Good afternoon to all the participants and our esteemed speaker. Today, in our FDP, this is the second session, and today we have our esteemed speaker, Dr. Abhishek Banerjee. So let me introduce Dr. Banerjee before his speech. Dr. Abhishek Banerjee earned his BTech degree in Information Technology from Haldia Institute of Technology, India in 2004, followed by an MTech degree in Information Technology from Calcutta University in 2007. He received his PhD in engineering from Jadavpur University, India in 2019. He currently serves as the head of the Department of Information Technology at Asansol Engineering College, West Bengal, India. Prior to this role, he was an assistant professor in the School of Computer Science and Engineering and Technology at Ben University, New Delhi. Dr. Banerjee's PhD research focused on hybridization techniques on evolutionary algorithms, leading to the development of several hybrid algorithms. His expertise spans various specific domains, including reliability of optimization and evolutionary algorithms, with in-depth knowledge in engineering fields such as wireless sensor networks, power distribution systems, machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing. He was awarded the prestigious European Union sponsored Erasmus Mundus scholarship, which allowed him 23 months of academic mobility at the University of George Aski, that is Romania. Dr. Banerjee has contributed to over 50 research publications, including more than 20 journal articles covering a broad spectrum of computer science topics. He is a life member of Institution of Engineers and Indian Society of Technical Education (ISTE). Additionally, he serves as reviewer for several national and international journals and conferences. So now I request you, Dr. Banerjee, please start your session, and we expect a wonderful session from the speaker, Dr. Banerjee. Now the session is over to you.
So thank you to sir, and obviously I would like to express my thanks to the Greater Kolkata Engineering, Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. I'm going to share my screen. Just one second. Sir, can you make me co-host so that I can share the screen? Hello. Any organizer, can you make me the co-host so that I can share the screen? Okay, thank you. Okay. Is my screen visible to all of you? Please respond. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start today's session. So today's session is basically in my topic. Just one second. Yes. So in my topic, actually, the synerging research and teaching tools, techniques, and transformational practices. So here I would like to emphasize on two part of my session. That is number one, that is the effective teaching learning process, and number two, that is the research methodology. Just before going to that part, that is the effective teaching learning process and research methodology, I'd like to emphasize on the objective of today's session. Might be this today's session is not going to cover all the objectives, or maybe not fully fulfillment of this total objective, but it might be a approach to the new comers who are basically want to step on to the research areas. The first objective, that is the enhancement of the research competency among the faculty members. So obviously in any FDP we have some certain objectives, and here the objective is obviously for the new faculty members who are very much fond of research, and their competencies are really very appreciable. So that is the first goal. Number two, that is that promote effective and innovative teaching practices. Here I would like to discuss about some effective and innovative teaching practices. Might be some of you having some idea, and maybe I'm going to enhance that thing little bit more. Number three, that is the bridge the gap between the research and teaching. So in our country, like the developing country, we have some gaps in these two part, that is the research and teaching. I'll obviously discuss on that and trying to make up the gap if it is possible. Next is the improvement of the assessment and the feedback mechanism. So here also we have to improve the assessment process, new techniques of assessment, and the new techniques of feedback mechanism. That is also very important. Next is the cultivate the reflective and lifelong learning habits. So our motto is not to achieve the short-term goal, but to also the long-term goal. And how we can achieve the long-term goal, that is very important. And lastly, very importantly, that is the betterment of the society. Okay, so the research is obviously a fascinating area for all the faculty members as well as the educators. But we have to keep in mind that whether our research is good for our society or not. Okay, so obviously this thing also should be keep in mind. So these six objectives we have. Coming to that particular point, that first part of my session, that is the effective teaching learning process. How we can make this teaching learning process more effective, so that we can go through this thing. Means we can get some effective teaching learning process, and then after the research methodology. Okay, so the first part of this teaching learning process, that is the fundamental of teaching and learning. So what is teaching? Actually, teaching is an act of facilitating that learning, while learning is obviously process of acquiring the new understanding. So you can think like that. Here we having some understanding. How we can get this understanding? Obviously, we have to gather some knowledge, and then after, if we can gather some knowledge, then obviously the skills or the values will be developed. So this is a continuous process, like understanding. Then after gaining the knowledge, and that knowledge, if you can apply, you can develop the skills and values. Not only the skills, but the values is also important. That is a roadmap, you can say, to get that how to get how better we can teach through some good learning. So to develop that particular sense, in 1956, the researcher Bloom, he actually suggested one taxonomy. In that particular taxonomy, he suggested only three part. That is, one is cognitive, another is affective, another is psychomotor. So what is cognitive? Cognitive is nothing but knowledge and thinking. So cognitive part, you can think like that. If we can get some knowledge, again we can think, so the knowledge will be enhanced. But out of that box, we can think like affective. Affective is something like, if we can have some feelings and we have some attitude, then obviously that is more effective. or that will be more, you can say, uh, competitive. Last one is the psychomotor. Psychomotor is something like the physical skills. That means through some practical ideas, if we can enhance the knowledge. So these three particular taxonomy that Bloom's actually suggested in 1957, 56. Later on, in 2001, another two scientists suggested this particular taxonomy. And that particular taxonomy, what we generally follow in our curriculum, that is the 6 stages. We having 6 stages. We having at first the remember, then after understanding, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Each and every steps having a particular meaning. Like if I'm going to give you a very simple example, uh, remember. The first one is remember. That means if we can read something from the book, and if it is coming in exam, like describe or define, then it is a remember. If we can remember, we can easily answer the question. But next stage is little bit higher, that is understanding. So the understanding is something like the idea and concept, something we have to describe more. The definition is okay, but if we have to define, if we have to express ourselves, explain ourselves on that particular definition, then that is understanding. If we have understood that definition, then only it's possible. After that, we have in the apply in the sense that suppose we have some formula, and if we can get that particular formula is applicable to a particular instance, then only we can apply that particular formula. So this is the higher stage of understanding, that is apply. The next stage is actually the analyze. Analyze is something like if we have some application, and then after, if we have some similar categories of understanding, so how we can differentiate in between the previous and the present, that is analyze. After that, decision making, that is the evaluate. So if we can't take some decision, then that is actually the evaluate. So comparison, doing comparison, and on not only the comparison but also choosing the best one, that is actually the evaluate. And lastly, the create. Create means whenever you are going to, you are very much confident, when you having the immense knowledge, when you can create a new innovations, that is actually create. And in this particular create part, I can tell you that if you have the total knowledge of all the different stages, then only this create is possible. Now I'm going to give you a very simple type of example through which you can easily understand, that is the BT level or the Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is nowadays very much popular. That's why here I am going to include this thing, Bloom's taxonomy. And in our curriculum, actually we follow this Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy, I can give you one example through which it is very much understandable. Like suppose we have a very simple example, like we have the lemon. Okay, so lemon is very actually popular, as well as you can say very common vegetable. Sometimes it is also called fruit, but generally vegetable. So if I'm going to define the lemon, I'll define the lemon with its color, with its size, with its taste. So suppose these three parameters I have chosen to define my this part, that is lemon. That is actually coming under our remember part. Then after, if we can understand, then we can say the lemon taste is sour, as well as it have being some property that is it's actually a big source or huge source of vitamin C. Okay, so that is understanding, you can say. Next is the apply. So suppose anyone is sick and is facing or basically suffering from cough and cold, where the vitamin C is very important to take. So that particular patient, that particular person can take the lemon juice or maybe some warm water with lemon. That is apply. Analyze. Analyze is something like the differentiation between two similar category like lemon, and another is something like another citric fruits, another any fruit that is maybe the oranges. Okay, so if I'm going to compare these two, lemon and oranges, then it's actually analyze. Evaluate is something like if we can take them some decision. So among these two, if I'm going to compare lemon and oranges, I can tell that lemon is very cost effective. It is very cheap than that of the oranges. Also, the vitamin C content in lemon is higher than the oranges. So then we can get it some evaluation, and ultimately the create. Create, I can tell you something like if we get some knowledge, like lemon is a good source of C, vitamin C, and if we can create some alternative thing like a, lemon juice or maybe a lemonade, so this lemonade or this lemon juice may be a creation starting from this knowledge, that is lemon. So this is a very simple example I gave, and through which I think it is a little bit easier for the uh, the followers to follow this thing. Okay, just one second, give me some time. Okay, so just clear. Now, coming or moving forward to the next slide, that is the teaching methodology. So previously, we have experienced some traditional methods of teaching. In these teaching fields, I having more than 20 years of experience. So I can tell that in that particular big span of 20 years, I have seen that the methodology, the teaching process has been changed a lot. And nowadays, we have so many different modern techniques of teaching. So obviously, we have to uh, basically cope up the modern techniques. And here I'm going to discuss on those particular modern techniques. Previously, it was something like teacher centric. Teachers was the all in all in the class. Students are going to be suppressed. So that is not good in any outcome based education system. Nowadays, we having modern tools. We having so many modern concepts, not only tools but the concepts. And here the students can come up with the new ideas. Actually, the students are full of ideas. The students are full of fresh ideas, concepts, and knowledge. So this process, teaching learning process, is going to be modified. So many terms are coming, like the models are coming, so many models are coming. Number one is the flipped classroom. Classroom is something like that. Some knowledge is going to be some sorry topics are going to be given to the students, and out of the class, not inside of the class but outside of this class, the students are going to gather the knowledge by themselves and coming to the classroom and discussing on their peers, teammates, or maybe with the teachers and developing the skills. That is flipped classrooms. Inquiry based classrooms, another concept where the people are always thirsty to make questions. So that is inquiry based classrooms where the topic is maybe going to be delivered by the teachers, but on that those particular topic on that particular topic, the students are asked that you should have or you should come with at least 5 questions. Blended learning, as we have already experienced the COVID. So in COVID, to continue the learning process, to continue the teaching process, obviously the online classroom having a immense role, great role, and our teaching learning scenario has been changed. The new concept came, that is online learning, online teaching. But in blended learning, actually, we are going to combine these two, online as well as offline coaching or teaching process. Also, we having so many information and communication technology tools like smart boards, like the PowerPoint, virtual classrooms, MOOCs, LMS like Canvas, Moodle, Google's Classroom. I think all of you having the idea about this. And then after the another methodology, another concept is coming. Actually, concept is coming, that is outcome based education. So in outcome based education, it is not like that the students are going to be judged with the regular routine based examination system, but their progress is going to be judged, checked by some continuous evaluation, by some continuous assessment. So that is the OB, outcome based education. But here, in one word, it is not like very simple thing. I'm going to obviously discuss on OB in larger point of view. Next is the modern techniques or modern teaching methods, or basically pedagogical approaches. So I already discussed about the flipped classroom or inquiry based learning or blended classroom or blended learning. Another learning process is project based learning, where some basically project is given and some critical thinking, problem solving skills are going to be checked. The pupils are collaboratively working on a particular project. That is also a very good way of learning. Another modern technique of learning, collaborative learning, that is also important. The students are coming together to solve a problem, that is collaborative learning. And personalized learning is also sometimes it is important. So not always we are going to think about the teaching learning process is something like distributed thing. It might be a centralized part also. Next is the learning styles and student engagement. That is very important, that our students nowadays, they are full of uh, potential knowledge, potential basically concept, but to engage them in our class is a very big challenge for us nowadays. So there are some models to engage the students. There are some teaching or learning styles to engage the students. We can think like about the work. So work is something like visual, auditory, read and write, and kinesthetic. So visual means nothing but it is like plots of figures, diagrams, or some pictures. That is the visual part, or maybe some videos. Okay, I'm going to show some example, very innovative types of examples. Next is the auditory. As this technique also, I can say now in our session, that is auditory. We are in far distance, but still we are attached with some modern technology, that is auditory. Read and write was the obviously the primitive types of learning. And kinesthetic is something like with the physical skills, with the physical activities, if we can learn something. Another thing is the active learning strategies. we have some brainstorming. We may develop some games. We may develop some debate competitions. We may think pair share basis at first thing. Then you pair the thinking. Then you share the thinking like this. Uh, and we have some case studies, some role play, we have some good group discussion. So there are plenty of basically this type of tools, this type of concepts might be you are if you are going to think you are going to develop a new one. So that's a huge scope in this particular part of this learning style. Now here I am going to show you something that is visual aids video, actually one video through which I think you can understand that how this type of video is going to uh, making some sense and making some difference also. Okay, so here is a very small video. I'm going to play it.
लकी की क्लास कल ट्रैकिंग पे जाने वाली है। उसे जल्दी से घर पहुंच के पैकिंग शुरू करनी है, लेकिन लकी का घर है पहाड़ी के ऊपर और वो इंक्लाइन रोड पे भागते भागते फिसल गया।
अरे लगता है जूते की ग्रिप बेकार हो गई, इसको पहन के तो ट्रैकिंग पे नहीं जा सकते।
लकी सीधा पहुंचा जूतों की दुकान। दुकानदार ने दो टाइप के जूते दिखाए।
ये महंगे वाले ब्रांड का है और इसका सोल इतना खास भी नहीं है। ये वाला अपन ने खुद अपने हाथों से बनाया है। बोले तो सोल की ग्रिप एकदम मस्त है।
लकी कंफ्यूज हो गया,
कौन सा जूता लूं?
उसने ठंडे दिमाग से सोचा।
सोल का काम होता है जमीन और जूते के बीच फ्रिक्शन बनाए रखना। अगर ये पता चल जाए कि कौन सा सोल ज्यादा फ्रिक्शन जनरेट करता है तो वही जूता ले लूंगा।
किन्हीं भी दो सरफेसेस के बीच मैक्सिमम फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स म्यू पे डिपेंड करती है। इसे कोफिशिएंट ऑफ स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन कहते हैं। जितना ज्यादा म्यू उतना ज्यादा फ्रिक्शन।
पर म्यू की वैल्यूज दोनों जूतों के लिए पता कैसे लगाएं?
तभी उसे दुकान पे एक पत्थर की टाइल दिखी। आइडिया, उसने बैग से प्रोटेक्टर निकाला और ब्रांडेड जूते को टाइल पे रख दिया। फिर वो टाइल को धीरे धीरे ऊपर उठाने लगा। जूते पे इस डायरेक्शन में mg sin थीटा की फोर्स लग रही है और इसके ठीक अपोजिट फ्रिक्शन फोर्स। जैसे ही जूते के वेट का ये कंपोनेंट मैक्सिमम स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन यानी म्यू मल्टीप्लाइड बाय नॉर्मल फोर्स से थोड़ा ज्यादा हुआ, जूता मूव करने लगा। लकी ने एंगल नोट कर लिया 44 डिग्री। इस एंगल पे ये दोनों फोर्सेस लगभग बराबर होंगी और क्योंकि नॉर्मल फोर्स mg cos थीटा के बराबर है तो म्यू की वैल्यू tan थीटा आ जाएगी। अब दुकानदार के बनाए जूते की बारी। ये क्या, ये तो 35 डिग्री पे ही मूव करने लगा। मतलब इसका स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन कोफिशिएंट काफी कम है।
छोटा बच्चा समझ के बेवकूफ बना रहे थे ना।
So this is a very small video through which you can easily understand that how easily we can explain some complex problem to the students, to our students. So this BARC model is widely used nowadays. Now here I am going to show you something that is very innovative. So how you can design a course very easily with the help of AI tools. Okay. So here I have chosen my course box. My course box is one of the very innovative type of AI learning platform, and through that particular platform you can easily design a course. So designing a course is a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes, and that I'm going to show you. So here at first I'm going to go to that particular website. So this is the website, and here in that particular website actually you have to log in. I have already logged in, so just I'm going to create. Now here we having only 4 stages. Number 1 is the course, number 2 is the upload, number 3 is the learner, and number 4 is the outline. And if you are going to go through these 4 steps, your course will be developed. Okay, so for very easy understanding, actually I have here made that particular prompt. Just one second, give me some time. Okay. Yes, so I have already made the prompt. The prompt is something like to make a syllabus. Obviously to make a course, obviously we need some syllabus. So here what I've written, make a syllabus. Just one second. Make a syllabus for the course name artificial intelligence and machine learning. Code is CS AIML 001 for 5th semester computer science students. So in that particular prompt, what I actually gave some information, that is the course name, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning, and course code, that is CS AIML 001, and for which particular target students, that is 5th semester computer science students. If I'm going to just copy it, and another tool we have, that is actually the chat GPT. If I'm going to that particular tool, you can see if I'm going to just copy and paste this thing, in fraction of seconds, it is making the syllabus with its proper structure. So I can easily show you that the structure in that particular syllabus structure, everything is going to be maintained very properly. And one thing I'm going to obviously telling you that you should not rely on ChatGPT. ChatGPT might be a approach, but obviously you should modify this thing. Okay, so just I'm going to show you that a particular structure is going to be provided. A skeleton is going to be provided. That does not means that the ChatGPT is correct. Okay, just you can get an idea. Here the course title is given, course code is given, semester is given, program is also given, and also some duration is given. It depends upon you how you are going to modify your course, and credit is given. Then after, some course objective is given, and course outcome also given, and unit wise the syllabus is written. This is actually a needed part in the course making. So here I'm going to save this part, something like course title. Here I'm going to, or course title 1. Here I'm going to save this thing under my FDP folder. You may modify, obviously you should modify, you should refine this thing. So this is one part to design a course. Another part, just one second. Okay, another part, that is actually, okay, that is the first part, that is the course. So here I have this particular prompt. Again, I have some prompt, and what is that particular prompt? To describe the course. So here I having the prompt, design a course name, design a course of name, uh, that is that is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Code is CS AIML 001 for 5th semester computer science students. Very simple type of prompt I have written to design a course. Next, here you see we are getting two options. One is files, another is website. So this particular file option is very important. That's why we made this thing course title, and here you can put that particular course title. So under this file, I'm going to upload. Yes, I have uploaded. Okay, so maximum limit is might be something like 5 or 50 lakhs. Okay, but I have consumed over here 2974, that amount of words or characters. Next is the website. Now here, which type of website is important? Some like repository website like Coursera. You can get the help of Coursera or any prominent course design type of websites you can. Now what to do? You have to fetch it. Whenever you are going to fetching, means the related links, related websites or web pages actually is going to be included to your repository or to your course. Okay, so that is also a very important part. After file the websites, it is going to take some time. Might be it is going to take some minutes. It depends upon that how many web links they are getting. Okay, So once it is going to be completed, you'll get all the links over here, and those links are related links. All are related links. Like here, we are going to develop something like AI ML. So all the AI and ML related web links are going to be included into that particular repository, and that particular part name is websites. Generally, it takes 1 to 2 minutes. It depends upon that how many links it is going to fetch. And Coursera, it actually a very big repository, so might be it is going. That's why it is going to take some time. Once it finishes, we are going to click on the next part. So before that, yes, so this is the one AI powered learning platform. Just it will take some time, so I'm coming to the next slide. Some assessment and feedback tools. So here I told you that is the learning platform, AI powered learning platform, how you can design some sports, that is. The next is the assessment and feedback. So how you can assess the students in modern tools, using modern tools, that is also important. We having over here Turnitin, okay, or maybe we having here the Canvas. I think Canvas is very popular. So Turnitin, I'm going to show you the Turnitin. Another very important, actually, the assessment technique is the rubrics, or to make the rubrics in an efficient way. That is also very important. How you can make the rubrics. For making the rubrics, we have another website, that is magicschool.ai. So if I'm going to that particular part, Magic School AI, you see here we having two part. One is students, another is educator. Obviously, you will choose educator. And I have already an account. I'm going to that particular account of this Magic School. And also here you need some prompts, okay, to develop the rubrics. You see here the rubric generator. You have this rubric generator. So you can easily generate the rubric. Just one second, give me some time. Yes, coming to that part, magic tools. Under this magic tools, we have rubric generator. This one, the first one is the rubric generator. So coming to that particular thing, rubric generator, just one second. Yes. And you see, when we are going to click on this rubric generator, it is asking the 4 or 5 parameters. The first one is the grade level. This grade level is nothing but in which particular level of the graduation your student is actually present. It might be first year, second year, third year, fourth year, something like that under the professional staffs. So suppose I'm going to make the rubrics for automata theory, that is in second year. Point scale. Point scale means in how many categories you are going to divide or categorize your students. Might be the good, might be average, might be very good, might be poor, something like that. Here I'm going to make this scale 4. And obviously the objective. What is my objective and what is the description? Also, I have made this objective and description prompt for that particular rubrics. Okay, so here we have, yes. So in objectives, what I'm going to write here, you see, that is create a rubric for the formal language and automata theory for 4th semester students of IT department. So here I am going to provide some very important information, like the subject or the course name, course code, the semester, as well as the target students or target department. Okay. The another prompt, that is actually the objective. So the objectives should be very clear with the this particular criteria, that for whom you are going to make the rubrics, for which particular course you are going to make the rubrics, for which particular semester you are going to make the rubrics, and the department also. Another prompt here I have written that is the description. Something like description means the assignment in particular, which particular area I'm going to give the assignments. The assignment is based on different automata and their application in the field of computer science. So that is my assignment description. There are several automata, and there are several their applications, and also in computer science there is a very important role of automata. So that only that thing I have written, and now I'm going to click on the generation of these rubrics. It will take very few seconds of times, and it is going to make the rubrics. You can see that how nicely this magicschool.ai website made these rubrics. Here we are getting some criteria. I have not even told that or elaborately about the sections, but it has made like something like understanding the automata concepts. Number one, application of automata in computer science, problem solving using automata, and another is clarity and the formal presentations. And there are four scales. The first scale is excellent, next is the good, third one is the satisfactory, and number four is the needs improvement. So this four scale it has made, and for each and every rubric part it has some description, means like demonstrate a thorough and deep understanding. But if you go to the for good, shows a good understanding, not like deep understanding. Number three, demonstrate a basic understanding, and last one is shows limited or incorrect understanding, something like that. So through that particular tool, you can easily make this kind of rubrics for your course. Coming back to that particular part, that is course design. Give me some time. Just okay. So it is coming. Just okay. I think okay. Yes. You see, here all the related web links has been fetched, okay, from this Coursera. All the related web links has been fetched. Okay, now we can go for the next. The next is describe your learner, and here you see it has been automatically generated, means fifth semester computer science students. Might be I have written in previous note something like fifth semester computer science students. So it is actually taking that particular target student from the previous note. So learner is fifth semester computer science students. And next is the outline. Outline is something like you go for the next, and then you will get the outline. This is the end of the last part of this course design, and also it will take some time to design our course, and you will get the outline as well as so many different course materials, so many different parts of the course, like the assessment tools, quiz. You will get something like the video or visual audio tools. Okay, so the course has been designed is in very modern way. You see the outlines. At first it is coming introduction, then something like welcome, and you can add some pages, you can add some quiz, it depends upon you. Next, the introduction of AI and ML, definition, history, and application, etc. And also you can add some pages. There is some provision to add the pages, quizzes, and then after machine learning and also the different part of the machine learning like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, model evaluation, matrices. Everything is written very compact way. Ethical and societal impact also given. and ultimately the summarize. Now, if we are going to click on that save and generate section, then it will generate our course, or it will design our course starting from the scratch, and it will obviously take some time. Yes. So now it is actually making your course, and yes, you see the course is almost ready. It is going to take some time for writing the course, and here you will get all the details of the course: introduction, definition, history, application, some quizzes. Again, if you go over here, machine learning, supervised, unsupervised, all this part, machine learning algorithm overview, ethical and societal impact, and also the summary part. And if you go to any part, click on a part, you will get that particular thing, the description of all the course. Not only that, if you are looking into that particular matter, that then you can easily understand that also we can play the text. Okay, so I'm going to show you something that is also very it's also very interesting. You see over here, it is actually a visual audio aid.
Definitions of artificial intelligence, AI. Definitions of artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Artificial
So
intelligence,
actually,
AI,
multiple
and machine learning
uh,
ML are two fundamental concepts
Just
in the
one.
field of computer science, often used interchangeably but distinct in their meanings. Understanding these definitions is crucial as they lay the groundwork for your journey through this course. Artificial intelligence,
Just one.
AI. AI refers to the simulation of human
Uh,
intelligence processes by computer systems. These processes include learning, the acquisition of information and rules for
Might
using
be
it, reasoning, using
Just one.
rules
Give me
to
some
reach
time.
approximate or definite conclusions, and self-correction. Essentially, AI aims to create systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as
So after
understanding natural
that,
language,
what we can do, we can
recognizing
publish.
patterns,
So here,
problem
click
solving,
on this
and making
thing,
decisions.
and automatically
Machine learning
it will
ML.
publish.
Machine learning is a subset of AI that focuses on the development of algorithms that allow computers to learn from and make predictions based on data. Unlike traditional programming, where input is specified directly by a programmer,
So if you are
machine
going to
learning
publish
algorithms
it,
improve
actually
their
your
performance as they are exposed
this
to
part
more
is
data. This
completed.
enables machines to discover.
Okay, so that is the way through which you can easily develop the codes. Okay, using this particular tools, that is my course box. Uh, so here also I would like to show you something that it is Turnitin. Okay, nowadays checking the assessment, checking the copy, checking the physical copies, or maybe some soft copy, that is very hectic job. But with the advent, with the features of the modern teaching learning techniques, we can easily solve this problem. So suppose you have hundreds of students assignments, and in very few minutes, how we can check that particular assessment? So we have a tools that is called Turnitin. Okay, so this Turnitin is going to solve this problem. Here I having two ID. One is something like HODIT at the rate of acwb.edu.in. If I'm going to enter into that particular part, what I'm getting, I'm going to I get some here button that is called add class. Add class means we can make a class. Okay, so suppose a new semester is going to be started, and I want to add a class, so I can easily click on that particular part. I can give a name of this class, might be semester 4 is my class name, and enrollment key, this is one generic type of key. Next is the subject area, obviously engineering, is the area. Now the student level, obviously the graduate. Here the start and end date. Here I'm going to give you like 30th June, or maybe I'm going to extend it up to July. Okay, so July 30th, 31st, and submit. So I made the class over here. It is saying that class ID and the enrollment ID. Okay, and I'm going to continue it. So here you see SEM4 is here. Now what to do under this class? I have to add one assignment. Okay, suppose I'm going to give the assignment, so that's why I'm going to adding this assignment under my class. So click on that add assignment, and if I'm going to add the assignment, it will obviously ask some parameters, and it is going to take some time. Give me some time so that I can show you how you can set the assignment after defining the class. It is actually taking some time. Generally don't take so much time. Okay, okay, so it will take some time to create the assignment page. Under this assignment, obviously we need some prompt again, so I'm going to that particular part of the prompt. Okay, so my assignment, like here we are getting but it is taking so much time. Okay, so I think it is done. Okay, it is, it will take some time actually. Okay, so it might be taking some time. Just before that, I'm coming to the next part of this teaching and reflective practices. So till now, what we have understood like there are so many different types of learning styles. There are so many different types of teaching methods. Some AI-powered tools came in market. So many assessment tools came in market. Rubric making tools came in market, and obviously we have to use it uh, to cope up with the technology, to cope up with the modern techniques of teaching and learning. We have to obviously use it. Teaching as the reflective practices, that means not only using those particular tools, but to we have to keep in mind that the continuous improvement of the students should be there. Okay, so continuous improvement, how we can check? We have to check the continuous improvement. So how you can check? There are so many different practices, like the feedback from the students, feedback from the all the stakeholders of the institute, not only the students. Might be the feedback from the alumni, might be the feedback from the parents, might be the feedback from the employers. Okay, so that is also a very important thing. Being reviewing the feedback and continuous improvement of the course, continuous improvement of the curriculum. So here you see, I think it is ready. Yes. So assessment, at first you have to give some title. Like here, I'm going to give the assessment uh, or assignment like assignment one, and then I am going to give some instruction. Okay, instruction is nothing but the assessment description. Okay, so suppose very simple type of instruction I'm going to give in under this assignment, uh, like difference between different automotive. Okay, and I'm going to fix some start date and end date. Okay, so start date and due date means the end date, and feedback release date. Feedback release date means actually after evaluation. Okay, what is the feedback? Or means maybe you can think like the result. Okay, if I'm going to submit it, you see my assignment already sent, but who is my students? Here from this particular tab you can add students. So I can add some students over here. Here I have one default students. Here I have some different default students, and this is the mail ID. So mail ID is important for the students. I gave the mail ID of the students and submit. Once I submit, you see that particular assignment is sent to that particular student. Now I'm going to log out and log in from the student side. So if I'm going to log in from the student side, what I'm getting? Yes. So I got so many assignments in semester 1, semester 2, and recent semester, that is semester 4. You see, I got this assignment, and I got this assignment actually a difference between different automata, that is the instruction. Suppose I have made the assignment. Okay, I have made the assignment. Suppose this is the assignment, book cell, that is the assignment. So I have to upload the assignment here from the student point of view. So if I'm going to upload this assignment, you see, once I'm going to upload, it is going to review and complete in fraction of seconds. Actually, it is going to review and complete in fractions of seconds. Okay, it's actually taking some time again to upload. Okay, might be it is no, it's okay. So it is done, and submit to Turnitin. Submission complete. Submission complete from the student end. Now again log out from student end, and coming to the teacher end again. Coming to the teacher end again, logging in, and you see in fourth semester we have one submission. You see one by one, and if I'm going to view it, I can get that particular submission. Okay, it might be taking some time to reveal the similarity. I'm going to show you from the previous semester, like semester 2. You see here under the view part, you will get, okay, just one second. Actually, here we don't have. In semester 1, I have. So coming to the semester 1, okay, and you see one submission and similarity. Similarity is 18%. So through this particular technique, you can easily evaluate your assignment. Okay, I'm not going to say that you should not go through the document. Obviously, going through the document is the most important work of our faculty fraternity, but it's actually give you some idea that the similarity, about the similarity, whether the text, whether the assignment has been copied from others or copied from the external sources, that you can easily evaluate. So nowadays the assessment is not a very big deal due to this type of tools. Next is okay, so actually we have completed the first part of our session, that is the teaching a learning part, but not this part OBE, that is the outcome based education. I have not touched, but I have touched all the modern technique tools, learning styles, how we can engage your students, methodologies, teaching learning process, and AI powered design, audio visual work, everything. Now we have some question and answer session. In first question and answer session, here is the first question, that what is the following key objectives. Just 1 second, I'm going to think doing one thing. I'm going to open the session for all, and if it will be very good if you are going to actually write the answer in the chat box. So I think my screen is visible to all of you. Give me a response, please. Any of you, please give me a response. Hello. Okay. So I think yes. Now the thing is that here we have this particular question: which of the following is the key objective in enhancing the quality of faculty performance in engineering college? The first option is encouraging the rote memorization. Number B, enhancing research competence among the faculty members. Number C, limiting interdisciplinary collaboration. Number D, reducing student feedback session. So the participants can put their opinion in the chat box. It will be really very good for me to interact with you in this fashion. If the participants is going to involve, then it will be really very good. If anyone is going to put the message, that means the options, correct options. So in this question, actually, what is the main motto, that what is the objective of enhancing the quality of the student faculty performance in engineering college? So it's the faculty performance obviously depends upon the research competence. So that is the thing, that is very very important part of any engineering college. Next question: what is the primary aim of cultivating reflective and lifelong learning habits? So here we having the four options. Lifelong means actually long term. So here we having the four options, that is to complete the syllabus faster, to reduce classroom interaction, to encourage continuous self-improvement and adaptability, and to avoid changes in curriculum. If anyone is going to participate, then it will be really very good. Okay, so the second one is actually that is the primary aim of cultivating reflective and lifelong. Yes, someone told C. Yes, obviously, yes. Subhamay De, Subhamay sir told it C. Yes, it is correct. That is to encourage the continuous self-improvement and adaptability. Very good. Next is, which of the following activities the best represent the application level of the Bloom's taxonomy? The application is actually the third stage. Again, Ravi's okay, Rathindral, yes, has given C, option C. Yes, obviously, the if I'm going to apply, application means apply. So application level, so the apply level obviously coming under the C, because using the formula to solve the mathematical problem. Very good. Next is, which of the following student tasks align to the evaluation? Okay. Number one is listing that steps of scientific method. That is something like memory. Remember. Next is the writing summary of the textbooks. That is summarization, or you can say explanation. Next is the comparing two theories and justifying the better one. And last one is the solving the numerical problems using known method. Yes. Again, options are coming, that is C. Yes, obviously, because evaluation is something like comparing and choosing the best one. Next question. Next question is something like this. Which of the following is the best distinguishes the modern teaching methods from the traditional teaching methods? Number A, teacher-centered lecture versus the student absenteeism. Number B is the focus on memorization versus the focus on student participations and technology intersection. Number C is the blackboard versus the outdoor teaching only. And number D is the strict discipline versus complete freedom without structure. If anyone want to participate, you can participate. No options are coming. Actually, difference between the modern and that older one, that is obviously something like focusing on the memorization, that is the previous one, versus yes B, yes, focus on the student participation and technology integration. Yes, obviously no. RS sir, actually it is not A, because here student absenteeism. Okay, absenteeism doesn't means that is a modern thing, way of thinking. Next is this VARC. In VARC, actually, what do you mean by this diagram, charts, and mind maps? Yes, A. Obviously, not A, not A, not A. Plot, diagram, charts. Actually, it is. No, RS sir, it's actually not A, it should be visual, na? Because about the chart, plot, diagram, and everything, mind maps. Next question is, which of the following pedagogical approaches emphasize the student-centered learning through the collaboration and real-world problem solving? Yes. So among these four, which one is you can think that it is actually a modern technique? B. Yes, obviously B. Because drill practice, rote memorization, lecture-based teaching, all are old, but obviously the project-based. What is the rubric primary goal used in the education? To grades, to grade the students, or to provide the clear set of criteria assessing the student work, or to replace the exam entirely, or to schedule classes? Yes. So Nupur ma'am told is yes. That is B. Obviously B. To provide the clear set of criteria and assessing students. Okay. Last question, I think, that is an advantage of the rubrics assessment. Number one, they make grading quickly but less consistent. Nupur ma'am again told B. Yes, obviously B, because it provides detailed feedback and increase the grading consistency. Yes, you are right. So now coming to the next part of our session, that is OBE, outcome based education. OBE is very important in today's modern teaching learning scenario, because nowadays our uh, country is going to adapt this kind of education system. Actually, all the developed country already adapted this kind of OBE, or outcome based education system, and this picture is very self-explanatory. I can tell you, we having some plan at first. So how we can plan? We can plan through at first vision. Vision is the long-term goal. Okay, so if you are going to thinking about the long term, then it's we need one vision. And if you are going to break down this vision into some parts and our current scenarios, that is actually the mission. That means the short-term goal. So long term is the vision, short term is the mission. We might be having several missions, we might be having one vision. Okay. Now the thing is that thing like that, the institute having vision and mission, but the institutes having so many departments. So obviously each and every department having some vision as well as some missions. So vision and mission are the two first outcomes. That is very important. That is the first stage of any OBE education. And next is actually the PEO. Okay, that is the objective. Okay, what is our objective? Program education objective. So what objective we have, that is very important. After passing out from this institute, the students will likely to be in which position. Okay, what are their lifelong or long-term goals? That is actually the objectives. PO is something like some certain type of programs like the BTech engineering having a certain program objectives, okay, or program outcomes. So the program outcomes are certain, okay, for a particular structure, like it's the engineering, so the program outcomes will be certain. There are 12 program outcomes. And now CO means course. Course means, like I told you, flat formal language and automata theory is one of the course. Some course combination of course actually making a specific program. Another part is there, that is PSO, that is program specific outcomes. Like we have computer science, so computer science having a specific goal, so that is program specific outcomes. So those are the outcomes, and those outcomes are the planning. Okay, now going to the shifting to the next part of our OBE, that is our teaching learning process. So after outcomes, or basically fixing some goals, we can go for the do means what we can do, that is teaching learning process. So there are some parts like the course syllabus. We have to make the course or syllabus in modern way, in recent technology, what is coming in the engineering, which particular topic should be included in under the course. That thing we have to keep in mind, so that we can say that our course is very modern, our course is very new, recent. Next is the pedagogical approaches. So that means the new approaches we have to cope up. Learning process, new learning process we have to cope up. Assessments, new assessment techniques we have to cope up. That is our do's. Next is the check. So whether we have done correctly or not, that depends upon the check. So that we can at first check, okay, about our course, and then after we can check about the level of the program, and then after the university level. This checking is actually, I can tell you, in the perspective of the attainment. Actually this attainment is very important over here about this check. And then act is something like, if we have not met to our attainment, if we have not met to our goal, then what we can do again. So then that is actually learning outcomes, learning activities, learning assessments. So it is a continuous process. This OBE is continuous process. Generally our engineering colleges, universities nowadays applying this OBE. So as I told you about the institute vision, okay, there are some vision of the Institute of Engineering. Obviously, some key points are important here. Technical education, excellence in technical education, one key point. Another key point, it may be ambience for advanced level of education, and third is the research for the society. So these three key points may be under the vision, and under the mission also the some key points, how we can achieve that particular roadmap might be there. Okay, so like to create the ambience for advanced level of teaching learning process. So advanced level of teaching learning process is to create the ambience. Then after the cutting edge research and technology, to engage the students to generate new ideas. Likewise, the student, the institute having mission and vision, likewise the department having the mission and vision. If we have some computer related departments, their mission and vision obviously will not match with the other departments like mechanical, civil, or core engineering departments. Okay, so might be in somehow it is matching, not properly or not fully it is matching. Okay, so there are some mission and vision for the institute as well as some mission and vision for the departments. As I told you, the PEO, that is program education objective. So objective is something, this PEO is for long term. So after like 3 to 4 years of completion of this BTech course, student will be in which particular stage. Okay, like core competence in fundamental knowledge, like ability to create or design. Next is the pursue higher education, or something like high professionalism or ethical standards. So these are basically the objectives, or long term objectives. PO for engineers, actually. PO for engineering courses. So that is certain. Now we having 12 PO for engineering courses. Next is PSO, that is specific. Specific outcomes means after completion, what we are going to achieve. That is actually a short-term goal, not long-term. In that particular sense, that after completion, what it will be. Like after completion of BTech course, what we are going to get or as outcome: efficient computing system for solving real life problems, knowledge of core engineering subjects, and higher study and the research. That is the three outcomes after completion of BTech in some certain department. Now we having the CO. CO means course outcomes. So for a particular course, we have also the outcomes. So it's actually outcome based education system. Always we have some outcomes for the each and every course, for each and every program, for each and every different level of the stage. We have outcomes. Now the characteristics. So as I told you, that is actually a way or path through which the OB is actually going to be continued. At first we have to go for the vision and mission, then after we have to go for the program educational objective, means a objective that is a long term objective. Then after the PO, that is fixed. Then after we having the PSO, that is program specific outcomes, means after completion of this BTech course, that means a short term part, and then the course outcomes. But not only these outcomes, not only this planning, but also we have some indicators like rubrics, like attainment calculation. So rubric is something like a particular tools through which we can judge the students. Okay, we can categorize the students, their merit we are going to categorize, their we are going to divide. And attainment calculation is a very important term in OB. I'm going to describe it after some time. And obviously the feedback, because feedback is very important, because if we are not getting any feedback, then how we can refine our courses. Okay, now this attainment is very important. I'm going to show you that at particular attainment through an example. Okay, so this is a very simple example of attainment. Actually what we are going to do here, we are going to map some CO with PO as well as PSO. Okay, attainment, what do you mean by attainment? Actually the attainment is something like, at first we are going to fix a particular course, how much it is important to a particular program. Like computer network, computer network is very important for like computer science, but the computer network is not so much important for like the instrumentation, okay, engineering. So computer network may be an elective subject, it may be a mandatory subject, mandatory course. So it depends upon that in which particular attainment we are going to take, or how much it is mapped with the PO and PSO. So here it is the mapping. Here we having actually three levels. Three means high level, two means moderate level, one means low level. So we have CO1 under any course. We have some certain outcomes, like 5 outcomes we have, and we having 12 POs. That means the specific or fixed POs. But we having certain PSOs also. Okay, like we having 3 PSO. So altogether, we are going to map here with these 5 COs and 15 PO and PSO, and we are getting some matrix. Okay, that means how much it is related. This CO1 is related with PO1 in high degree or in some standard degree or in low degree. Okay, and here we having certain actually results, okay, of the students. That is something like external assessment as well as the internal assessment. And ultimately we are going to make that particular table. Okay, that particular table, that means how much we have attended the attainment. Okay, so previously you see our expectation was 2, but here after some calculation of the attainment, it's actually depending upon that your assessment, in your assessment how much you are going to give the weightage of the external as well as internal. Okay, there are some certain rules. You may take the weightage of the external 60% weightage and internal to 40% weightage, something like that. Okay, ultimately you are going to calculate the attainment like 1.53, and over here it is 2. That means nothing but the attainment is not actually met. If it is 2, that means it is met, but if it is not 2, that means it is not met. Or as a whole, for this particular course, if you are going to average it, it is 1.99, but here it was 3. So our expectation was 3, but ultimately got 1.99. That means the attainment has not been met. Okay, and for that, obviously in OBE, actually you have this thing, that is the feedback. Okay, so you need to feedback from the different stakeholders, and stakeholder will tell you that there are some problem, that's why the attainment has not been met, and you have to check that those points, you have to make up those flaws, and obviously it's a continuous process. So as I told you that this OBE is actually a continuous process, and through that particular continuous process, we are going to develop ourselves. Okay. Now, implementation of effective OBE. The first, this is very important slides actually, because we can easily understand about different criterias of the OBE. The first criteria, that is vision and mission. Vision means long term, and the mission means short term goal of the institute or department. PEO is long term expectation from the students. PSO, that is expectation from the students after completion of the course. PO, that is different outcomes from different program like engineering having certain POs. Course outcomes, different outcomes from the particular course. So a particular program having suppose 40 courses, so those courses having each and every course outcomes. Next is the assessment planning. So we have to plan through some rubrics, we have to plan through some course curriculum, syllabus, like this. Okay, then is very importantly unbiased evaluation process. As I told you, nowadays we are going to take the help of Turnitin. Some feedback may come from the students that my copy has not been evaluated properly, and this is a very serious allegation actually to our faculty fraternity. So to overcome that particular type of situation, that means unbiased evaluation process, obviously we have to take care, or we have to take the help of these modern tools. Whenever this type of things are coming, some feedbacks are coming, you can easily show some automated or machine generated reports, so that their confusion is going to be reduced. assessment tools. Also, we having some assessment tools of this OB, that is attainment calculation, as I told you about the attainment calculations, and some constructive feedback techniques. So that should be transparency should be there in the feedback techniques. So you can take a survey, you can take some questionnaires, you can take some GDs, okay, of the different stakeholders, so that the transparent environment is going to be made up. So this is all about the OB. Now we have some again questions. Okay. So here we having some questions, and I hope that the participants will be very much interested to just one second, give me some time. Yes, we have this message box with us. Yes. Now see the first question. What is the main purpose of the institution vision statement? Can anybody tell? We having four options: to define short-term goals, to outline institution grading policy, to describe as long-term aspirations and future direction, and to list the faculty responsibility. Yes, all the answers coming from the different participants, like Nupur ma'am or Sanyas Rao, Bharat sir, all are C. Okay, yes, obviously it is C. Next question. What does a mission statement typically focuses on? Number A, ranking of the institute. Number two, financial performance. Number C, uh, present purpose and the core activities of the institution. And number D, that is sports and extracurricular activities. Yes. Yes, again, Nupur ma'am and Sanyasi sir told C. Yes, obviously it is actually the present purpose. Okay. Next question about the PEO. The PEO objectives. What is the PEO objective? By students during the first year, by the students at the time of graduation, within the few years after graduation, only during the final semester. Yes, all the questions, all the answers are C. Okay, good. Next is this thing. Which of the following is the best describes about PO? Short-term skill developed in one course, financial targets for the department, broad competence students are expected to attain by the time of graduation, and extracurricular achievements. Again, the answers are yes. Somodev Mondol sir told C. Yes, thank you. Okay. Next is this part, like about the PSO, outcomes shared by all the programs in the university, skills, knowledge specific to a particular program specialization, activities planned during the orientation, or generic skills. Yes, obviously PSO means the skills and knowledge specific to a particular program or specialization. Yes, all the answers are B. Next question, that is about CO, departmental goals for staff, objective for the university as a whole, measurement statement of what a student should know to able to do at the end of the course, and national education policies. All the options are C. Yes, right options are obviously C. Very important question about OB. What is the correct hierarchy? Can anybody tell what is the correct hierarchy? Whether it is PO, then PEO, PSO, CO, whether it is vision, then mission, then PO, PSO, and CO. But there's third and fourth. All the answers are B. Yes, obviously. At first we should have some vision, then after we can break up into some missions. Then those missions we can get some objectives like PEO, and then we having some PO, and now we are going to be specify the branches according to the branches, that is PSO, and again specifying that is CO. Very good. So that's very good that all the participants are listening very carefully. Now we have in our hand that is 20 minutes, nearly about 20 minutes, and I have one part remaining, that is research methodology. Okay, I'm trying to complete by time. So at first we have to know what do you mean by research. Research is nothing but actually it is the implementation of a new thing that is not present in the repository of the knowledge base of, you can say, the corpus of the world, you can say something like that. So it is something like a new thing to pop up, but not always the modification, the simple understanding, the surveying, the new outcomes with a new flavor. Okay, that is also research, not like the new thing always is going to be discussed in research. Okay, so research is something like not only a very old techniques or thinking like a new thing, but uh, obviously there is something, some term is important in this ecosystem, that is innovations, relevance is very important terms, excellence is obviously an important term. Okay, so this research and teaching, now we have to make up the gap. Generally each and every core engineering companies or any engineering companies having their research wings. Okay, and they are not so much attached with this technique like the teaching learning like us, but we, that faculty fraternity, having a immense scope to explore ourselves in that particular research field, because uh, we always thinking about some specific part of the life, you can say specific part of our targeted research area. Okay, so we have the scope, so that's why the teaching, learning and research should be come into a particular cup, so that this two part of the entity, these two part come together and can get a great combinations. Okay, and it may will be so much surprised that the most of the research has been invented by some professors. Okay, so that is their actually greatness, that they have thought and got something new. Okay, now introduction about the research. As I told you, research is systematic process of inquiry. That's very importantly, the if you are going to be a good researcher, you should be very systematic. Okay, your day by day knowledge enhancement may give you that particular target or goal to achieve a very complex problem, to solve a very complex problem. And that's why we aim to discovering, interpreting, revising the facts. Okay, so as I told you, it is not always discovering, it is not always the inventing something, but revising the facts, also a research. Survey is also a research. It contributes the knowledge development and informs policies and improve the practices across the disciplines. Now we have so many different types of research. Okay, here in this particular session I have uh, I have broken down the total research into three parts. One is the basic research, that is the fundamental knowledge, expanding fundamental knowledge, scientific research. That's obviously a tough job. Okay, a new phenomena, a new, you can say, the hypothesis is really very tough in modern day, because nowadays so many basic research already done. Okay, next is the applied research, that is the engineering research that we do. We know some phenomena, we know some basic ideas, and depending upon those basic ideas we are going to apply on certain problems and solving. Okay, action research. This is actually re-engineering. Okay, so after engineering, if you are going to make it again re-engineering some such kind of things, then it's actually action research conducted by the practitioners to improve their strategies. Okay, so access research, you can think very much compatible with the medical fields, okay, or any uh, ever evolving fields. Okay. Also, there are two kinds of research. One is called exploratory, and another is called numerical database. Exploratory means something like very few information is present, and numerical database means obviously the data is present. Now, before starting the research, we should think about these four stages. Research problem formulation. If we cannot get the proper problem, how we can go for the research? So problem formulation is very important. Next is the design and methodology. Research design means uh, how we can solve the problem. For solving the problem, which methodology we need. For solving the problem, which particular model we need. Next is the data analysis and interpretation, because in case of data-based research, like as I told you, numerical database or something database research, we need the data analytics or interpretations. Next, we having the report writing and publication. Report writing means writing the papers, and then the right publishers should be there, right journals should be there to publish our research. So as I already told that the problem formulation, how we can get the problem. So for getting the problem, any problem actually, we have to emphasize on the literature review. Literature review is really very important part of research. If you don't study, if you don't gather the knowledge from different sources of knowledge, your knowledge base is not going to be enhanced. So obviously some review is important. Review of the literature is important, and some comprehensive summary. I'm going to show you one comprehensive summary from one of our article. You can see this particular comprehensive summary is very important sometime to get the knowledge about that what is the position of certain kind of research. So you see here we having a table and reference number, year, and then type of coverage, and then analysis. Actually, here the problem was to maximize the coverage of the WSN, wireless sensor network. Wireless sensor network having a range, and if we can develop a bigger range, then obviously it's a new kind of research. So that was our motto, and our paper published in very good journal, IEEE journal. And you see, they actually asked, the reviewer asked this particular comparison, like how many papers you have studied, how many papers you have analyzed, what are their drawbacks, and what is your findings. So this is a very good chart through which you can easily get that where you have the scope. This finding actually giving the idea that where you have the scope. Next is the design and methodology. There are so many different types of methodology through which you can make your model prepared. Okay, so there are so many different types of basically design. Okay. Next is the data analysis and interpretation. As I told you that sometimes we need some tools to analyze the data and to interpret the data. I can show you something like interpreting the result. What do you mean by interpreting the result? Actually comparing the results with the other existing literature. Okay. So I can show you another paper of us. And here in actually table number 11, you can see that how you can compare, how effectively you can compare the results. Okay. So here it is. This table number 11 is going to show you some parameters. This is one parameter, this is another parameter, and last one is the another parameter. But you see, in some parameters, we are going to say that 4.10 is the highest and that is good. In some parameter, 4.95 is good, but in some parameter, 165,000, that is actually less, okay, than 167, okay, but it is good because actually it depends upon that which kind of parameter we are going to use. Sci-fi and Sci-D is something like maximizing parameter. If we are going to make it maximize, then it is good. Not maximizing, sorry, minimizing parameter, but sometime is cost is also minimizing parameter. Okay, so sometime it is minimizing, sometime it is maximizing parameter. Okay, so here this bold lines actually giving us the good results. Okay, that is single objective and this single objective. Okay, so that basically different types of interpreting results. Now, the report writing. In report writing, we have to keep in mind that the format of the research paper should be followed. Okay, and I'm going to show you next two slides that the proper format of a particular research paper or any patent. Okay, so here it is the a paper format, research paper format. Okay, if you are going to follow this particular format, I can tell you that nobody can question about the format of your paper. Okay, because each and every section is going to be depicted over here very carefully. At first, the title. So obviously the title should be concise, compact, and possible information should be there with limited words. Abstract means the gist or summarization of the paper, okay, in some few words again. Because whenever the paper is coming, suppose I am the reviewer, paper is coming to me, I am going to check the title and the abstract only, because other part I'm not going to be interested very much, because it might be happen that the paper is not my cup of tea, my review competency is not matching with the paper. Okay, next is the keywords. Keywords are something like the important words through which you can describe the paper. Okay, very important words. Under introductions, you should have some background. So background means what? Background means actually, if you are going to write a paper about WSN, wireless sensor network, and area maximization, so you have to know about the WSN. What is WSN? Okay, because any reader is going to read the paper in introduction part, starting from introduction part, he or she might be know about the background. Okay, what is WSN? Why this maximization of the area or coverage area is important? So every aspects at first he or she know, the reader should know. Then the contribution and objectives of your paper. Okay, so what is the contribution? What is the objective of your paper? That is very important. Okay, next is the related hypothesis. Might be your paper is not like a scientific research, it is an engineering research. So might be you are going to use a very existing formula. So related hypothesis should be there. All the related formulas should be there. Then the paper outline, that means how you are going to organize your paper. Next is the literature review. Under literature review, summarize existing literature or research, and then after identifying the research gap. Very important. So at first, you have to tell that 50 number of papers, 40 number of papers I have read, and I have found some gaps, and that gap I'm going to actually make up in my recent research. Then after that is the methodology, that is the research design, like designing algos, pseudocodes. In our point of view, like the computer science researchers, we are always think about the algos, some block diagrams, some pseudocodes like that. Might be research design for a mechanical engineering students or mechanical engineering fellow will be different. Data collection and data analysis, sometimes it is needed if it is something like uh, experimental research. In experimental research there is some cause and reason and cause and effect, something like that. that means data is going to be input and output, something like that. Okay, so we need some data collection and analysis. Problem formulation, after getting down all the problem, how we can formalize the problem and get some result, that is for problem formulation. So problem is something like the new problem that in our hand, that is in our hand. Okay, and how we can get the result from that particular problem, or how we can solve the problem. Result analysis is something like analysis the result after solution, which kind of result we got, and then comparison of the results with the existing literature, any existing research paper. Under conclusion, very importantly, three parts should be there. One is the summarize of the finding. That means which type of finding you have, and the total summarization of your findings. Future research, what are the future scope after this research? Limitation and challenges. There might be some limitation and challenges, not always, but sometimes. That also you have to clearly represent to your paper. And then at last, the references, that means specific format. There are so many different type of formats. It depends upon the journal. A particular journal may ask the format that is APA, another may be another format like MLA, something like that. Now I'm going to discuss the last part of this session, that is the Indian patent, format of Indian patent. So format of Indian patent, actually it also having one title. Okay, and form 1 is there. Okay, the form 1 is actually seeking all the details about the applicants as well as the inventor. There are two parts, applicant and inventor, and form 1 is I'm going to show you this thing. And then after we having them some complete specification of the patent. There are three parts. One is field means in which particular domain actually your this patent exists. It might be a mechanical engineering, it might be a computer science engineering. Next is the background. What is the background of your patent? Might be you are you having some experience, and then you are going to apply, or you are competent to a particular solving a particular problem. Then your claims, point wise your claims, that why this is a patent, why you are going to file a patent, why this particular article is going to be considered as patent. An abstract and sometimes drawing. So here I'm going to show you. This is the basically in pass, or this is a gateway through which you can easily get idea about your patent. Okay, and different parts of your patent. I'm going to show you, just get some time. Yes. So we have published a patent, and patent application number is here. So this is a patent. I have to provide the captcha as well as this patent application number. So I'm going to show you something very new. Yes. So you see here we have this patent, all the applicant's name, title of the patent, everything is given. Okay. Now which kind of documents we need to provide? At first, form 1. I'm coming to that particular part, that is form 1. You see, under this form 1 we have to provide all the details. Okay, name, nationality, address, country, all the details we have to provide. Okay, and in form 1 we have to describe actually all the details. Here also one form 9 is there. Form 9 for early publish, request for early publication, sometime needed, sometime not. But you will not get any specification under form 1. Form 1 you will not get any specification of your patent. So from where you will get it? Complete specification. You have to go for this complete specification. I will get the claims. brief description. If figure is there, then figure. Okay. So if there is no figure, then no figure. Okay. Like abstract, will get field. You will get the description, technical fields, background, everything you will get. Okay. And here you will get some claims. Okay. These claims are very important because this is actually the claim that you are going to produce to the IPO, that is Intellectual Property Office, and you are going to claim that this is the new technique uh, you are going to claim, and based on that claim your patent should be published. Okay, so this is a published patent already. I think we have already completed. Okay, just few questions about research, and then we can say this session is complete. Okay, the first question. Acha, okay, just one second. I'm going to, yes. So this is the first question. What is the first step of the research process? Data analysis, formulation of hypothesis, identifying and defining the research problem, and report writing. So participants can give your remark, can give your answer. These are the last questionnaires, some few questionnaires about research. Yes. So I got some answer, that is C. Yes. Next is the next question. Just one second. That is the good research program problem should be broad, unmeasurable, and subjective, vague and unspecific, clear, specific, and researchable, already solved and documented. So participants can give your answer, whether it is A, B, C, or D. Okay. So obviously it is C because it should be clear, specific, and researchable, means feasible. Next is, which of the following is the best define the research design? Summary of research finding, all over strategies integrating different components of study, hypothesis to be tested, and list of statistical tools. Research design all about what? That is the integrating different components of the study. That is B. Yes, I got some answer. Yes, B. Okay, thank you. Acha. Okay, next is the question that which research design is the best suited for the establishing cause effect? Yes, cause and effect. I told you. Yes. So Nupur ma'am told rightly, that is C, experimental cause and effect. What is the main purpose of writing the research report? What is the main purpose of writing the research report? Yes. To impress peers, to fulfill academic requirement only, to communicate research findings and structure in structured manner, or to collect data? Yes. Again, Firoja ma'am again told correctly. Yes, Amit sir. Next is actually, yes. Okay. So that's all from my side. If anyone having any questions, you can ask. If anyone having any question, you can ask. I'm open for taking question. Also, you can use chat box, no problem.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I want to ask, if we want to apply for patent, what is the process? Like, generally, it is seen nowadays that there are few agencies that charge a particular amount for the patent, and it's all their duty to do that work. So, is it that like authentic way, or it is some fraud, or like I'm not
Okay,
aware.
okay.
Yeah.
I can understand. Yes, I can understand. Actually, your college is also coming under the JS group, na? Your college is coming under JIS group, ma'am.
Which group, sir?
JIS group means you are from which college? Means
It's in Faridabad, JC
okay,
Bosch,
okay.
IMCA.
So you can ask to your college management whether they have some policies to file the patent. Okay. Like our group having the policies, if you are going to write a patent, if you are going to write the patent in right format, we can send to our authority, and our authority is going to check, and they are going to bear all the cost. What you told, that the cost, there is obviously a cost, and that cost is going to be bear by our group, okay, or our management. So you can, it will be good way to obviously at first approach to your group, to your college. And if you want to make your patent by yourself only, obviously there are some agencies, through those agencies you can approach, you can go through.
Like sir, I have seen generally like few people do like कि बहुत सारे उसमें प्रोसीजर होते हैं और वो बोलते हैं कि it really take 2 to 3 years to get a
No,
in.
for publication it hardly taking 1 month. Hardly
Okay.
it will take 1 month. For grant it's actually depends. For grant it will take some time, it may take some time. For publication of patent, hardly 1 to 2 months.
Like there is a process through which we don't have to pay any money. It is really a small amount, and there are some processes through which you have to pay around 25,000 and all that, but that is paid by a group of people
Yes.
who are like in that patent. So is that process right? Like paying to
No, if
25,000?
what I told you, if your patent is going to be filed in IPO, that is intellectual property office,
Yes.
property right office, then it is okay. uh, Otherwise means obviously you have to choose a right person to file the patent.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So if any participants having any question, please ask. Okay, I think the participants don't have any question.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Am I audible, sir?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your wonderful session. So I am here on behalf of the FDP committee, give a vote of thanks. So it is my great honor and privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Abhishek Banerjee, for delivering such a insightful and inspiring session on synchronizing research and teaching tools, techniques, and transformer practice in our FDP, that is research methodology and effective teaching learning process. So your words today have not only shed light on the vital interplay between research and teaching, but have also empowered us with practical tools and innovative techniques to bring this scenario into our own academic practices. So you have taken us through a thoughtful journey from the theoretical frameworks to the real-world applications, making a strong case for how integrated research teaching models can truly transform both faculty development and student learning outcomes. I would also like to thank you for your time, dedication, and engaging manner in which you interacted with us. The generous sharing of your knowledge has undoubtedly added a great value to this FDP. On behalf of this organizing committee and all the participants, I once again express our sincere gratitude. We hope to carry forward the teaching learning from your session into our classroom and scholarly work, aiming toward more holistic and impactful education. Thank you, and we look forward to future opportunities to learn from you again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, now on behalf of the organizing committee, I am presenting a digital memento for you. Just a minute. Is it visible, sir? Is it visible, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you all the participants. So I think this is the end of the second session of the first day FDP. Thank you all for joining this FDP.
Thank you.